Hello and welcome back to Shakhtar's Glory, episode 72. And today we are taking on PSG again. Obviously we had the Zoya game last time. Playing that straight on the back again. I think it's like 4 games on the bounce I'm playing tonight. It's probably the most games I've played FM in a row in a long time. Probably not helped by the fact I don't do a lot of the domestic stuff now. So getting between the Champions League games, there's a lot of games in between. So it's quite, to do that I'd have to probably play about 12 games in total, and that's just, I don't have that sort of time unfortunately anymore. I'd love to. Back in the day used to crank out hours at a time, but those days are long gone. So yeah, last time against Zoya, we had a 2-1 win to keep our run going. We went 1-0 down, but Seydou Mohamed come through with 2. We mentioned that game we might give him a go in this match. He is actually eligible, but I think we're not going to take that risk. Vizeu actually isn't eligible. I mentioned he would be possibly a contender for the starting lineup. He's not eligible. I didn't register him. I totally forgot. So we'll have a look at the lineups in a moment and what we're going with. At least I don't think I've gone for Mohamed. You'll see in the lineups. He might be on the bench perhaps. I can't remember. I've literally just changed it a minute ago and it's completely slipped my mind. So yeah, 2-1 away. We lost 2-1 away from home. So we've got the away goal. A 1-0 here win. A 1-0 win here sees us through. Any sort of goal for them changes the whole dynamic, and we're looking at needing 2 again. So we've got a tough ask ahead of us to turn this around. Hopefully we can do it, but without further ado, let's just get into that now, and the next cut will be that squad screen. So here we are with the squad screen. As you can see, they've gone for us the same lineup, and I think same personnel. Thiago Silva obviously hasn't made it back for the game. I don't see any changes to them. For us, there are a few in there. So we've got Paulinho up front leading the line. Got Nabri on the left and Roberto still on the right. He sort of semi came out with some dignity in that game. He got a goal. We've got Fred Hurtado in the middle. I was toying with dropping Fred out because he's been itching away for a move again in the press between the games. But to be honest, I've got a few that are unhappy now with lack of first team football, and a few that are defending Fred, a few that are angry with Fred, a few other situations that have arisen, and they're all kind of, some are unhappy for one reason, some are unhappy for another in the same situation. We've gone with Matheus Fernandes in defensive midfield today, dropped Malyshev out, and there's a reason for that which I'll explain in a moment. Leo on the left, Tello and Audets in the middle, and Lukacevic on the right back, and Shevchenko in goal. The bench is made up of Malyshev, Butko, Lincoln, Hagen, Kvitsov, Boyachuk and Babacar. Now the reason we've gone for Matheus Fernandes is he's got probably a bit more passing and that sort of about his game, and we are going to try and keep the ball a bit more in this game. We're not playing the sort of in-your-face tactic we're employing. We're going to keep that as a ploy for the second half. It's what we're doing in the games before, whereas recently we've kind of switched to it generally, which I don't think maybe is a good starting point. We need to use it as a backup plan, maybe perhaps, certainly until we get the personnel we want in the positions, some of the positions that we need, which we'll be looking at in the summer in quite a lot of detail. But for now, we're going to go with the passing one. Again, not completely settled with personnel in them positions. But Mbappe injured in the first 12 minutes. Yeah, I was saying not the personnel that we need straight away for this one either. But I think more suited certainly. And they bring on that wonder kid who we wanted, Amrani. And this season is defined by 2 players we wanted and just couldn't get and got poached by PSG. And the other one was Liverpool, wasn't it? The goalkeeper, the South Korean lad. But Fred coming forward here. He finds Nabri, and it's a good shot, but it's a good save by Lafont. And half an hour in here, it's only been one highlight that sort of amounted to anything. Paulinho, Hurtado, have a pop. Maybe not. He's normally quite good at shooting. That was woeful. I always fancy us, I've said it many times, I always fancy us at home in the second legs of games. If we can keep ourselves in the game away, maybe nick something, pinch something, I fancy us to do the job at home. Teams don't like coming to the Ukraine. It's a long way to come. It's a tough place to come. Hostile environment, hostile crowd. Get really behind the team. Noisy stadium. Obviously not translated in the game. Of course, obviously not. But, for the purposes of a story, it works. And that's a bad ball by Fred. But luckily it's the starting highlight, so it doesn't lead anywhere. And they have a free kick. Last thing we need is a goal from them straight away. Can we clear it? Not a penalty, please. And Amrani has a shot, but doesn't really go anywhere. So now the problem is we need... Oh, are we about to go down to 10 men? Oh, it's Cavani with the foul. I thought it was us who fouled Cavani, and Cavani's off. Now, what do we do? They've gone very narrow. They have gone very narrow. Oh, do we push everyone up? What do we do? Pause the game would be a good start. Oh, let's have a look at the pitch. What have they done? 4-1-2-1-1. So they've stuck Neymar up front. We've got to go wider, haven't we? Let's get in here. Let's stretch that width out. We are going to exploit the flanks now. And we're going to look for the overlap. Going to whip those crosses. Going to run at defence, I think. We're just going to see if this can do something. We've got space for some changes if we need to. They have a highlight, but it's at their back. If we can nick it here. I mean, Neymar's played as a striker, but he wasn't up front then, was he? Now, we don't have a better chance than now to get something out of this game. What can we do? Fred, Fernandez. I mean, I may even bring another striker on soon. Lukačević, Alberto, can he find someone? He doesn't. Oh, don't let Neymar run at us. Oh my god. Is he going to take on our whole team and score? Thankfully, no. So we've still got 25 minutes. Right, Gnabry, right, Yuri Alberto going up front, mate. Fred's going to invariably start struggling. So, no, right, what we're going to do, we're going to bring Babacar on. Yuri Alberto is going to come back out here as winger on attack. And Babacar is going to go up front as a complete forward on attack. So I'm realising this is dragging the video out a little bit. There we go, we'll do that perhaps. In fact, we'll maybe bring him forward. And we'll try and get something out of this game last 20 minutes. Can't say we don't deserve it, but the highlights now seem to be coming their way. The changes seem to have hindered us and maybe benefited them a little bit. Hurtado, you look at this space. Alberto. Babacar, he gets the goal. I'm trying to be quiet because it's like 1 o'clock nearly in the morning and my daughter's asleep. My wife's probably asleep as well. Ah, the changes looked like they weren't doing anything that were going to hurt us, but suddenly the game they get really stretched. Yuri Alberto gets in and Babacar there off the bench, rising, towering header, and he has been the difference. Bit of power up front, and they can't handle it. Now they've made some changes. What have they done? We have a free kick. Gnabry, is that a penalty? It's a penalty. This would seal the deal. Who's got it? Babacar. Obviously Malashev's not on the pitch. He would normally take them. And Babacar hits it straight at the goalkeeper. It's not dead. Ah, it is now. Right, we need to have a look at what they've done. I think they've changed what they're doing. They're still playing that narrow formation. They've just changed personnel. That's all they've done. And we win the ball. That second goal would have been vital. Would have made me feel a lot more comfortable. Put it that way, especially when that's happening. Oh, but we win it back. Paulinho, play it through. He does. Gnabry, can he find Babacar again? He's hit the bar. Paulinho. I should be defending and wasting time here, but we just... I think we're... that's fine. Hurtado can take a yellow card there. I think we're just in trouble if we start sitting back and inviting pressure on, and it's not something I like to do. Just keep on the front foot while they've got the troubles they've got. Oh, it's going to come back to bite me, isn't it? It doesn't. We are through to the final for the first time in Shakhtar Donetsk history. I'll be honest, after that first leg, not just the result, the performance, everything, I did not think we'd be able to turn this around. I thought they'd at least get a goal here today. That red, I mean, to be fair, they didn't have any shots. A lot of the stuff was coming from them, I seem to recall. But it was that red card to Cavani on the hour. It just changed the game. It just gave us the freedom to come out a little bit and make some changes, change the tactics up, change what we're doing, exploit a few weaknesses, and it paid off. It worked. We got the goal. We should have had a second with a penalty as well, and Babacar hit the bar. We could have won that 3-0, let's be honest. So what we're going to do now there's probably an official draw. I don't know if the other game has happened yet, so we'll see who we draw in the final. Bear with me one sec. So here we are. Actually, 1-0 to Real Madrid as they take it back to the Bernabeu. Obviously, pardon me, Real Madrid, we've got form against this season. We've got some good results against them. Porto, they're another team. We started off with a bit of a weakness, but we've kind of ended the hoodoo a little bit. So, kind of torn. It would be kind of poetic justice if we got Porto in the final. I think they were our first... Were they our first semi-final loss? They may well have been. We'll have a look in a second. Let's see how this game comes out. Penalties. So, oh, okay. So, Porto got a 1-0 win normal time. And then Carvajal got sent off in, well, the last minute of extra time. So, not too concerning. But then the penalty shootout, Porto only scored 1. Then we had Cruz, Isco and Ramos getting them for Real Madrid. Bale missed, but Pavon, Douglas, Lucas all missed for Porto. So that they are some big losses there. So, Real Madrid in the final. Where does it sit in our season? Do we come back for a domestic game or do we go straight to the Real Madrid game? Karpati and Vorskla. Karpati are 4th. Vorskla 6th. We played Vorskla recently, haven't we? Yeah, we did. Karpati as well. I don't think it's worth playing either of those. So the last couple of games of this season will be the Champions League final. We'll come back for that one, and then obviously we'll end it on the cup final against Kiev. I may even do it as a double header. I'm not too sure. I'll see how we go with time and how long the final goes. But Real Madrid in the final. Wow. Okay. Hasn't shown up on the schedule yet, but we'll come back for that. If you've enjoyed this, well, heart racing for me, tense. I'm saying all these games tense, they are at the moment, because we're not expected to win any of these games and we're scraping through by the skin of our teeth. We've had better knockout phases in the last couple of years, but if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like on that. Please sub to my channel while you're there as well. Any comments, let me know how, anything about that game. Anything you want to mention about the World Cup, anything, doesn't have to be about the game, can be about football, World Cup, anything. Arsenal, probably not at the moment. Yeah, all that good stuff. So until that Real Madrid final game and possibly the back-to-back Kiev game, I'll see you later. Bye.